Historic NHL Redrafts 1980 to 1983. This is a new series on my channel called Historic NHL Redrafts. In this series, I'll be redrafting past NHL drafts and simulating the season after the third draft. The standings from a simulation will dictate the draft order for the following draft. 1980 Redraft. Montreal Canadiens draft Dennis Savard. Winnipeg Jets draft Paul Coffey. Chicago Blackhawks draft Yari Curry. LA Kings draft Larry Murphy. Washington Capitals draft Bernie Nichols. Edmonton Oilers draft Dave Babich. Vancouver Canucks draft Steve Larmer. Hartford Whalers draft Brent Sutter. Pittsburgh Penguins draft Mike Bullard. LA Kings draft Hacken Lube. Detroit Red Wings draft Barry Peterson. St. Louis Blues draft Brian Mullen. Calgary Flames draft Jim Fox. New York Rangers draft Reijo Ristolainen. Chicago Blackhawks draft Andy Mogg. And the Minnesota North Stars select Don Beaupre. 1981 Redraft. Winnipeg Jets draft Dale Hawerchuk. LA Kings draft Ron Francis. Washington Capitals draft Al McGinnis. Hartford Whalers draft Chris Chelios. Colorado Rockies draft Grant Fuhr. Toronto Maple Leafs draft Mike Vernon. Montreal Canadiens draft Tony Tanti. Edmonton Oilers draft John Van Beesbrook. New York Rangers draft James Patrick. Vancouver Canucks draft Bobby Carpenter. Quebec Nordiques draft Bruce Driver. Chicago Blackhawks draft Steve Smith. Minnesota North Stars select Gerard Gallant. And the Boston Bruins select Mark Hunter. 1982 Redraft. Boston Bruins draft Bill Housley. Minnesota North Stars select Doug Gilmour. Toronto Maple Leafs select Scott Stevens. Philadelphia Flyers select Dave Andreychuk. Washington Capitals select Ron Hextall. Buffalo Sabres select Brian Bellows. Chicago Blackhawks select Pat Verbeek. New Jersey Devils select Ray Ferraro. Buffalo Sabres draft Dave Ellett. Pittsburgh Penguins select Thomas Sundstrom. Vancouver Canucks draft Kevin Dineen. Winnipeg Jets draft Murray Craven. Quebec Nordiques select Ron Sutter. Hartford Whalers select Tony Granato. New York Rangers select Ulf Samuelsson. And the Buffalo Sabres select Ken Danico. 1983 Redraft. Minnesota North Stars select Steve Yzerman. Hartford Whalers select Dominic Hasek. New York Islanders select Pat LaFontaine. Detroit Red Wings select Cam Neely. Buffalo Sabres select Rick Tocchet. New Jersey Devils select John McClain. Toronto Maple Leafs select Tom Barrasso. Winnipeg Jets select Slava Fetisov. Vancouver Canucks select Sergei Makarov. Buffalo Sabres select Gary Galley and Kevin Stevens. New York Rangers draft Russ Courtnall. Calgary Flames draft Claude Lemieux. Winnipeg Jets draft Esa Tikkanen. Pittsburgh Penguins draft Dave Gagne. And the New York Islanders draft Brian Bradley. If the changes are not indicated here, the pick stays the same. Winnipeg Jets get Paul Coffey, Dale Hawerchuk, Slava Fetisov, Murray Craven, and Esa Tikkanen. LA Kings get Ron Francis, Larry Murphy, and Hacken Lube. Washington Capitals get Al McGinnis, Ron Hextall, and Bernie Nichols. Hartford Whalers get Dominic Hasek, Chris Chelios, Brent Sutter, and Tony Granato. Minnesota North Stars get Steve Yzerman, Doug Gilmour, Gerard Gallant, and Don Beaupre. Montreal Canadiens get Dennis Savard and Tony Tanti. Buffalo Sabres get Rick Tocchet, Brian Bellows, Gary Galley, Kevin Stevens, and Ken Danico. The changes in the draft have a huge impact on the upcoming season. In first place in the Clarence Campbell Conference are the Edmonton Oilers, followed by the Minnesota North Stars, Winnipeg Jets, Calgary Flames, St. Louis Blues, Chicago Blackhawks, LA Kings, and Vancouver Canucks. Missing the playoffs in the Clarence Campbell Conference are the Toronto Maple Leafs and Detroit Red Wings. In first place in the Prince of Wales Conference are the New York Islanders, followed by the Washington Capitals, Boston Bruins, Montreal Canadiens, Philadelphia Flyers, Quebec Nordiques, Buffalo Sabres, and New York Rangers. Missing the playoffs in the Prince of Wales Conference are the Hartford Whalers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and New Jersey Devils. The Edmonton Oilers defeat the New York Islanders in 5 games to win the Stanley Cup. In the next episode, I will be redrafting the NHL drafts from 1984 to 1987.